Let's first introduce the panel. To the left of me, the famous celebrity blogger extraordinaire, Perez Hilton. Give it up for Perez! To next to him in the blue, the lady in blue, is not just Emily Morse today, Dr. Emily Morse. Dr. Emily Morse is a sex relationship expert and the host of the popular Sex with Emily podcast, and also a blogger on my site, Patti Knows. Then, on the end in red, my idol, and I mean this big time, Dr. Helen Fisher, biological anthropologist and chief scientific advisor to Match.com. And if you haven't read her book, Why Him, Why Her, run to the bookstore, if not Amazon right now. Download that app right now. Okay? And at the end, my new friend who I met a few days ago is Anna Breslaw. She is sex and relationship editor at Cosmopolitan magazine, my favorite magazine. And basically, it's porn for girls. You should have this once a month by the bedside. It gives you all the tips.
Do girls like real porn?
Yes, I do. But it could be better, right? It could be better.
I like real porn.
I like it. It could be
But
better.
wait a minute, 40 million copies, 400 million copies of 50 Shades of Grey were sold, and you know,
that's
we're
not-
just entertainment.
That's not like visual porn. That's
Oh, that's a
imaginative.
different kind of porn.
I like visual.
They like different
I
kinds
love
of
porn too.
I love porn too.
All right, we've got that established.
All right, let's get started. All right, so everybody remember, Singles in America hashtag @Match, Ustream. Start doing it now, okay? And no subject is taboo. As Bethany says, no limits today. Okay, who in the audience, I want the truth today, who in the audience, okay, went on a first date and knew it was the one, so much so that you planned your future? Come on. What the fuck? Come on. You never met anyone online and said, that's it. I've done this so many times, I thought it was my husband. I don't believe you. You're lying, and you know I always get the truth out of everyone. If I have to go Millionaire Matchmaker on you, I will right now. Okay. All right, so you're all lying, basically. It was supposed to be half are lying, right, Amy? But it's really you're all lying. More than half singles have imagined a future together while on a first date. Now, here's the question. Who does it more, men or women? How do you know it's men? Did you read this shit? And it's men! I was in shock when I read this. Come on, Dr. Fisher, why is it men?
Oh, men are much more romantic than women are. They fall in love faster because they're so visual. They want to, when they meet somebody that they really love, they want to bring them home to friends and family sooner. They want to move in sooner. Men have many more intimate conversations with their wives than women do with their husbands, because women have their intimate conversations with their girlfriends.
Anna, what do you think? Because you know when you do your Cosmo data, is it true?
I think it could be true.
We know it's true because we've found it at
Well,
Singles in
if
America.
Dr. Fisher says it's true, it's true. But I am shocked. So think about this. The next time you go on a date, he could be thinking you're the one, and you've got the power.
I think
You don't always have the power.
Why are you saying that? Whoa, back up, sister. Why do you mean we don't have the power? We do. We have the cooch.
Power.
We procreate.
Okay, we have
We
power,
make more. We're making more money than men. Not equal pay for
but it
equal
shouldn't
dollar.
always be a power play.
Well, I mean, what do you think, Perez? Because you're gay. So what is it in the gay community? What does it mean there? Do you think?
Well, in the gay community, like the doctor said, it's very visual-minded. So I do believe it's about power, but what I'm searching for is that equality. So where there's more of a
Yeah,
balance of
exactly.
power.
The
Right.
balance of power.
I don't think it's about power. I think
Thank
that's
you.
a feminist thing that has gotten into everybody's head. It's about love. It's about trying to figure out, who you're going to spend your life with, who you're going to spread your DNA to the next generation with. It's about very sophisticated things with ancient brain systems that I don't think have to do with power. Power
Emily,
can
what do
play
you
a
think? Because
role.
Emily, you know you
No.
love your power.
I love.
I know
power.
her. She knows her power.
I love my power, but I think that does make sense. That men would be more likely than women, or it would be more common for men to see that they fall in love. However, that was Friday night. He fell in love. He pictured it, but Saturday night he had another date, and he felt the same thing about her, and never called the girl from Friday night. So I believe that when they might be more visual and get into it, but then they're kind of fickle and they met someone else. And
Men are
Okay.
2.5 times more likely to kill themselves after a relationship
All
is
right,
over.
moving
Very
on
dramatic.
after that. Moving on. Okay, what's the #1 way singles are meeting on the first date? This should be easy. What's the #1 way?
Online.
Online.
Very
Online.
smart. I mean, it's an amazing. Meeting online is the #1 way singles meet their first last date, 31%. That's pretty high, by the way. Now, Amy, the statistics have changed over the years because they were very low in the beginning about 10 years ago, right? So 31%, that means all your asses need to be online right now, okay? And ahead of meeting a friend, 25%. I don't remember the last time a friend fixed me up before I met David. Do you remember?
I always get fixed up by friends mostly.
You do?
Yeah.
Perez, what about you?
Friends try, but it's hard. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of variables. My New Year's resolution for 2014 was not even to try and date. It's to try and be sluttier.
Oh, that's a good one.
But the funny thing is, instead of being sluttier, I've gone on like 12 dates.
But
That mean you didn't have sex?
Yeah, that means you're having sex, or no?
You 12 days
I
without
had
sex?
sex once
Oh,
out of
okay.
12 times.
Once out of 12? That's almost 1%. That's pretty good. Okay, so what do you think is the worst way? Okay, what's the worst way? Who said that? Is that stand up? Who are you over there? The Mayflower madam. Are you singing in a bar? You are. She's right. 6%. And 8% at work, because I think there's taboo to meet at work. You could get, fired, basically, right?
Fish off the company pier.
Yeah.
they say.
Unless you're doing the president. Anyway. Okay. Now let's talk about planning the date, all right? What is your idea of a great first date, Perez?
I will 9 times out of 10 just meet up for coffee.
That's so fucking cheap.
It's cheap and more
Cheap!
importantly, it's quick. My time is valuable.
What do you have, a Starbucks card?
I want to know if this person's really worth my time before going on a proper first date.
Cheap. What do you think the #1 way people would like? Well, let's talk about that. So who should plan the date?
The person who asked the other person out on the date.
Well, that's in the gay community. But who should plan the date in the straight community? What do you think it is?
I think it's the person who asks.
Yeah, that's
Or
No.
together.
This is fascinating. 59% of singles want to plan the first date together. How does that work, Dr. Fisher? I mean, I'm not going to say to the guy, hey, let's think about what we want to do.
It's entirely possible that they're already beginning to negotiate who's flexible, who's dominating, who's going to play with some sort of, false impression of who they are. So all of the first 3 minutes of meeting somebody are powerfully important for many, many reasons. And the brain is just constantly categorizing to see if this is the one.
Okay, Anna,
This is what
I have a question for Anna. Sorry, Emily, I'll get back to you.
Sure.
Anna, what is the best way for you to spend a first date? What do you want the guy to do for you? Where's he going to take you?
In terms of who's planning, it's like if I had any specific parameters, I feel like I would have I would have been like, I'm a vegetarian or whatever it is.
And then hope he takes the hint?
And then be like, hope, that's a requirement.
Excuse me. Okay.
No, but I mean, I don't want any, dilly-dallying. It's the man.
Okay,
I feel like
but then what do you want him to do? Where do you want him to go on a first date with you?
I think I would want drinks or dinner.
Oh, God, dinner.
I know.
Okay, so dinner is the #1 way. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Now, there's a reason for dinner. This goes into my ballpark, okay? So, ready? Okay, drinks are an addition, like as though you're trying out for a Broadway play. Okay?
That's not real,
Lunch
though.
is an interview. Okay? Coffee is not even breakfast, it's cheap.
It's
and
quick.
dinner is romance. Keyword romance. And you shouldn't be going to a place where you're looking at the door every 5 minutes. So it's a place to get to know, break the bread, and talk.
She's
I've
not
been
being
power
realistic.
dating. I'll do 2 in a night. So I can't do 2 dinners in one night. And I'm also trying to be healthy. I'm trying
You
to
need dating detox
So
right now.
I don't even I want to also determine A, is this person worth of my extended period of time, and B, is this person worthy of me, cheating on my diet?
Okay, first of all, you can do a salad, and then you can do an appetizer
I know,
and
but
tapas.
it's so
and-
hard eating out.
All right, first of all, when a man feeds you, how many think it's romantic? When he does that dessert,
Puts
the
his
chocolate.
fork
Patty,
in your
oh
mouth?
my
Oh,
God.
no, literally feeds you?
What do you mean?
No.
No,
Hey,
no.
I'm sorry.
On the first date?
FYI,
On the first-
FYI, I'm the matchmaker. I know these things. Okay, this is what I do for a
No,
living. But
Patty.
here's how it goes: you order the chocolate mousse, the tiramisu.
On the
you cut it
first
up-
date?
That's so severe.
Oh, I would be. Even just
Okay,
watch. Oh
how
no.
would
Who's,
you
who's in
That's
a
a really
relationship
bad
right now? Who's in a
dinner
relationship
first
right
date.
now?
Oldest-
All right, always in the back room. God damn it! All right, in the back room. Did anyone get really frisky with you and pour your wine or cut your not cut your meat? That's like a mama thing. But basically feed you dessert. None of you? Well, this is New York and California.
It's
we
the
do this.
oldest human exchange of food for sex throughout the animal
Thank you.
community.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what's blowing my mind.
Patty, haven't you ever sat through a first date dinner with someone you couldn't fucking stand?
Yes, but here's what you do. You get the referral. You find out if he's cute. He has cute friends. Single guys travel together that are hot. And you give him a date from your friend posse, and then he gives you one. More people, I used to do that. I used to do that online. I used to open the online data bank and, look at my rap sheet, my little black book, and go, well, da-da-da-da for you and da-da-da-da for me. I always made friends online, too, by the way. That's a really good way, too, because they're going to introduce you to their pool. But I'm telling you, online is the best kept secret. It's like shopping at Neiman's.
Actually, a great way for girls to meet straight guys at gay bars.
Yes, I've met great guys.
Why?
Because there are straight guys that go to gay bars, and then...
How do you know who's gay?
Well,
Because they come up to you
go
and they
up to
talk to me
girls.
like at the Abbey.
But
I was
wouldn't
at
that
the
be
Abbey
bi?
last week.
Wouldn't that be
He
bi?
was so hot. This guy. I went out with him. I know.
Boom.
Why are they in gay bars? I'd like to know.
Because
With their
randomly, like,
friends.
all my gay friends are like, come to the Abbey. Like, this is in LA. I'm like, okay, great. And then you just kind of know. And then the straight guy's with his friends, and we're all hanging out.
I see.
And then I went out with him. I don't know if it's the best way, but it was effective.
It's a way.
A way, no.
An
but it
easier
it
way,
works.
maybe.
I'm telling you, it works, and it's fun. Because then you're just talking to you want to, and there aren't a lot of guys who are hitting on you and being drunk, because the bar is the worst place. But if it's a gay bar, you can hang out with your friends anyway, and you're not getting hit on in
All
an
right,
annoying
so
way.
how many of you in college? How many? Nobody in college? One girl in the back. How many are like early 20s? All right, so are you afraid to date, individually, that you hook up with your girlfriends and then they hook up with their guy friends and then you get together and have cocktails? Well, guess what? That's a bad way. It's only 15% you'll meet. Match.com. Just saying. Now, I'm not saying it because we're here. I'm saying because I really believe in this. I met my boyfriend that way, online. My best friend's sitting there. She got married online. We're really showing you that you can go to Miami one week in Perez. It's only hop, skip, and jump here, 2.5 hours. And South Beach could be your town. So you can spread your seed all over the place and enjoy the fun. You want to go skiing and killing, you can do anything with it. It's like traveling. Okay, let's talk about judging the date, okay? We all do it. What's the first thing you notice on a person? Now, Perez, I'm going to go to you because in the gay community it's different than the straight. What's
The first thing I notice is punctuality.
What? I'm
Seriously.
talking about physical appearance here.
Yeah, but if somebody's late, I'm instantly pissed
You
off.
were late
and then
today.
And
No,
so
I
is
wasn't.
everybody else.
I was on time. If somebody's late, then you're kind of already in a bad mood, and then the whole date is sort of off, unless they're like exceptional.
But shouldn't you just late is like 10, 15 minutes gracefully late and tell the person, text them and say, I'm sorry, I'm running late, taxis aren't working.
Americans do not like that. I mean, in the Singles in America data, they do not tolerate anybody being more than 15 minutes late.
15 is tops, remember
and
that.
it's not just in New York, it's everywhere.
Okay, Anna, what do you think the number one thing you notice when you meet a guy?
Height.
What
How
about
much?
you, Emily? Height, she's right, but it's not this. I mean, it would be for me.
No,
Emily.
Well, okay, for me it's height, and for others I would say, for others, I like tall guys. Okay, I'm 5'1", but that's what I do. But I would think it would be their clothing, how they're dressed, their shoes.
Oh my God, you are so metro. What about you, Dr. Fisher? What do
Well,
you
I actually know the answer, so you want me
Okay,
to give
that's
it to
right. I
you?
can't go to her because she knows everything. Okay, number one, teeth.
Oh, interesting.
I thought it was.
Which shows your health and your age,
I thought it would be boobs, obviously, if it was a
Yeah.
guy. Confidence.
which shows your
Oh, that would be-
psychological stability.
Okay, and this one blew my mind, and I fail, and I will never get married if this is the truth. Grammar.
Which shows your background.
I can't
it's
spell for
instantly-
shit, and let alone you
And
all yell at me
grammar-
on Twitter
grammar's
all the
really
time.
important.
The grammar police always hit me up on Twitter. It's really true. It's really true.
I've got my Invisalign on. I've got good teeth.
Yeah, actually, you do. You have really good straight white teeth. Now, is that the whitener that you're using? What is
No,
it?
I got the Invisalign.
Okay, now, when do you expect to hear from your date if it went well? Perez.
I want to hear right away, like within an hour. Hey, that was a lot of fun. Let's hang out again. Like I want to be making plans for date number 2. Like
You're in the right city for that. 'cause
yeah.
New York's
I
like that.
don't like playing games. If I'm into somebody, it goes back to the idea of hopefully finding an equal. Like I want to be into somebody as much as they're into me and express that and let's just do it.
Emily, I know what yours is, but tell it anyway.
I would like to hear right away, like the next day. That was really fun last night. I had a good time, especially with text messaging. I think years ago it might have been like, the guys wait 3 days, and now if a guy waits 3 to 4 days, and I know we had a great time. This happened to me last week. I went with a guy, we had a good time, and he actually waited till we went out, till like Wednesday. Called me. I'm like, fuck you, because I know we had fun, and we've been texting 3 weeks up into
But
the game.
usually
So my
that's
point
going to
is,
tell how he's going to be in the relationship if he waits too long. But
he
Anna,
was
what,
playing a game. So next
Anna,
day,
what
it
do
was
you
fun.
like? 'Cause
I had a good
you're
time.
You're the
Let me
voice of
know.
the younger generation. So what's the
Definitely the next day.
Thank you. Okay, so only 6% still abide by the 3-day rule. So swingers is dead. Thank God. Vince Moyne has left the building. Okay.
I also have strict rules on texting, though. If
Oh
I
my God, we only have an hour. For
if
this.
I
Okay.
text somebody, no, I want to spread.
That is the biggest thing that we found, that you have to wait for the other person to text you back. It's very...
Oh, I hate
Yes.
it.
But my rule is, if I
painful.
text you, I expect a text in response within 12 hours. If you take longer than 12
Could
hours
this be
to
why
text,
he's single? Okay, just saying.
I'm the busiest person I know, and I will respond to a text within 12 hours, much less than that.
That's because you're looking forward to the text. But most men and women reach out the next day, 39%. My theory is this, guys, one guy here, pay attention. All right, after the date, if you like them, okay, you can do one of two things. If you live in the city here, you can see if she got home all right and ask her out again. That is a big, woo, they're alive. Okay, you hear me on that? Okay. And if you live in LA where, you're driving her home or whatever, you can say, what are you doing next Tuesday? Which they don't do, by the way. They're the most passive-aggressive daters in the universe.
Wait, can I tell you? I have only asked men if they've gotten home already.
Stop that now.
Gotta stop
Stop
that.
that now. I don't see a penis on you. Let's take it away, okay? Seriously. Okay, let's talk about dating etiquette. This is important because this goes into your wheelhouse. I feel like you're going to be the expert on this. Now that we've mastered the first date, let's move to the dating do's and don'ts. Okay, panel, tell me. All of you can jump in, do or don't, okay? Texting sexy photos, go.
No.
Never.
Okay, do for women, don't for men. 75% of women call sexy photos from a guy a don't. I think it's kind of creepy. But surprisingly, 68% of men love the...
Yeah, and you know why?
Tit
Because
shot.
the second he gets the photo of you, he's sitting next to his friend. He's goes, look what she just sent me. Okay? Maybe there's a lot of guys in the room. All my guy friends show me all your sexy photos, so stop texting them, and then they're gonna end up on the internet.
But guys, I don't think girls like when you take the shirt off and you're in the mirror and you're like,
yeah,
the selfie,
that one.
and like even at Match, every site has the selfie, and I'm like, you're just trying to show me that you have muscles. You've done that
My
before.
new
Perez.
favorite thing to text, though, is GIFs. Like it's like this little animated thing.
Oh, so that's what we're getting to. Using emoticons?
Emoticons.
love the
Well,
emoticons.
New word,
GIFs are the new
emoticons.
emoticons. So
Okay.
I'll text GIFs.
All right, so emoticons are due for both men and women. 76% of women, and this is so weird that men would use this, 73% of men want their date to text them an emoticon. Like, I'm not happy, I'm happy, I've got the, what's the one with the tongue out? They go, what is that? I don't even know what that
I
one
love
was.
the emoticon with the little hearts in the eyes.
Yeah. Or
And,
like,
and it's because they're not as good at picking up the emotions in words, and so they need as many clues as they can get to,
Yeah, that feels
to
really
figure
accurate.
out, you know.
that does? Okay.
Yeah.
Texting during work. Fascinating, this one.
During
Fascinating.
the date, you mean?
During the day at work, texting or not?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, you just said yes. What about you, Emily?
Texting during the day.
During work, do you want to receive a text? Are you going to send a
Yeah,
text?
sure.
What's the deal?
Of course, I mean, of
What
course.
about you, Anna?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so do you look forward to it, the two of you?
Texting from a guy?
Yes.
Always, yeah.
Do you
I
look
love
forward
it.
to it?
Yeah.
You're definitely a
I
girl.
want it. I can't
Okay.
get enough.
Do
Except for when it's too
okay,
much.
do for women, don't for men. Listen to this, so girls pay attention. I was shocked by this. 63% of women are hoping their date shoots them a text during their 9 to 5 because it makes our day feel better. Our work is going up productively. But men hate it. Okay, it's like the number 2 worst offense for men.
And it's because the higher testosterone you have, the more narrow and focus that you've got. And so anything that derails you from that focus really screws you up. And when words come in, men are not as skilled with words. So the words come in, they've already derailed their focus, and now they got to cope with these words. What does she mean? How's this going? What am I doing? You know, so
But
it's
you know what?
a
It's
double
all.
stress.
You know what's also interesting? If he texts you, text him back. If he doesn't, don't. So that's where I would lead that. Unless you have to find out like what time he's picking you up, or there's an emergency or something. Like you have to cancel the date, because you might have to cancel the date during work and say something came up.
No.
Yes. Some people have children like you.
Don't
Things happen.
cancel the date.
Well, reschedule the date. How's that better? Okay. Sex. Best subject in the house. All right, we've got 2 experts here, so I'm expecting Emily and Anna to jump the fuck in here. And Anna, you're not sitting there by the sidelines. This is your subject, girlfriend, okay? So if you do everything right, it all leads to sex. So let's talk about it, okay? Quick confessions, okay? And I want spill it from your personal life, all right? How often would you want to have sex?
At least once a day.
Once a week?
Once a week? Oh,
She's busy.
gosh.
She's building Cosmo. What do you expect? Okay.
Um,
Emily, come on. You're a sex.
So
Personally, the first few months of a relationship, every time you see the guy, person, man, woman, whatever, you have sex. And then eventually, after 6 months, 9 months, it might be, 3 times a week. But I personally would like it to be every time for a lot longer than that.
Really?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm like a dude.
I know her ex-boyfriend, so it's true. Okay. Only 15% of men and 12% of women want to have sex every day. The majority of singles, 39%, both men and women, want to have sex 2 to 3 times a week, which is the average. Now, my problem is when I'm really busy, I don't really want sex because I got to get to my destination, but give me a vacation and I'll give it to you 17 times a day.
And
So, like, I'm not normal, I think.
Someday we're going to figure out that women are just as sexual as men and that men are just as romantic as women. I think they're both myths.
Okay, but when you do a
Women
reality
aren't
show for
sexual.
14 hours a day, you're kind of tired. So that's kind of like my thing. But I understand that. Like a normal 9-to-5 job, sure. Okay. This is really cool. I'm getting into the good stuff. What is the best time of the day to have sex? Are you a morning girl or a night girl? How many in the audience are morning girls? What, do you go to the gym too? Like, fuck you. How many are nights? How many people are night birds in the room? Like, are you blogging at 2 in the morning? Are you the psycho that's sending me emails? Seriously. Because I love you. I just want you to know I'm one of you. Okay. What do you think it is, Em?
What do I think? I think more people have sex at night.
What do you think?
More
I
people
agree.
like sex at night, definitely.
Night? Okay. Majority of men and women, 65% of men and 69% of women prefer to have sex during the magic hour. What do you think the magic hour is? Who said it? Girl, you are so right. 10 p.m. because by 11 you are asleep. Okay? I'm not kidding. And there's a magic hour in the morning. What do you think it is, girlfriend?
I
Over
think
here.
it's
Who
boner
thinks
when he wakes up.
6. I think it's a little early though. So do you have sex and then? I just want to know. Do you have sex and then go to the gym? You do. You're one of those. And are you in bed by 8 o'clock? You should be
You're
dating.
my role model.
She should be dating my boyfriend. That's him. I mean, I don't like the poke in the morning.
That's why a lot of, yeah.
I'm
that
like,
happens
get
with
off of
Coco.
me,
Right.
motherfucker. I'm sleeping. I'm in my dream world. I'm with Brad Pitt. I mean, like, get away. Seriously. Okay. It's so true. Okay, the next one is for everyone. Raise your hand if you've gotten down and dirty in a car. Come on. Did you go to high school?
My life.
Backseat, best place. SUV now is awesome. I've done it in my 50s in the back of the SUV.
Although you got to be careful.
Range Rovers are uncomfortable though. Don't do it in
You
the
can get
rain.
arrested and be a sex offender.
Well, we did it on a side street in Venice in the summer. It was a little too much tequila. We didn't want to drive. I don't know. Okay, airplane. It's hard today in the airplane. Let's go private. You've done it in the airplane? Which airline? Private. Anybody done it like on JetBlue or Virgin? It's impossible. You can barely go to the toilet yourself. I don't understand that. Okay, this is where I lost my virginity. Parents' house. In the maid's room when my parents were sleeping. Is that awful? Okay. Now, the number one place that singles want to have sex, 63% said this, by the way. What do you think it is? What did she say? A boat.
What? Ew.
Now, have anyone ever fallen asleep on a boat? It's fucking amazing unless you're going through a typhoon. But it gives you this rocking motion, which, that's what you're doing. You're mambaing. What, you don't agree with me, Emily? Come on!
I mean, is in your fantasy mind, you're like, one day I'd like to do it on a boat, like that kind of thing? But they're not like where they prefer to have it all the time, right? Or like,
Well,
where are you gonna find a boat?
it's like a fantasy place. It's like
Oh, I
rent a
see.
boat.
So when they close their eyes, they're like, I'm thinking about Brad Pitt on a boat. I can see that. I mean, I guess, yeah. I've had it on a boat.
Boyfriend takes you on.
Yeah. Or someone, yeah.
Okay. Why are singles intrigued by having sex in novel places, especially in places like in the air and the high seas? Now, I know my feelings. Dr. Fisher, what's the reason?
Because any kind of novelty drives up the dopamine system in the brain and can spur more sexuality, more feelings of romance, and more feelings of attachment. Novelty. That's
Okay,
the
well,
trick.
we did a study at my company, Millionaire Club, that this is the reason you see them renting helicopters on Match.com or planes or skydiving and shit like that, is because when you're in high altitudes, you feel like you're in love. And they have done studies on that. So going hiking, mountain trips, skiing, things like that.
Well, the other thing is all that kind of physical activity will drive up the testosterone system, which will trigger the dopamine system, and then you're off to having a sexual experience. So
I'm picking up a lot of tips here.
Yeah, I mean, like, you need
Go
to go
hiking.
skiing. Skiing is where you're going to meet your man. Okay, let's move on to the big O, my favorite subject. Do you think, this is really interesting, blondes, brunettes, or redheads have the most orgasms? Motherfucker, did you read this shit? I swear to God, I'm like, get her out of the room. Okay, redheads, Amy Adams, Isla Fisher, Kathy Griffin, all redheaded ladies have the most orgasms. We think the study says the color you are now, right, Amy? We're not sure, but we think, because that's when we did the study, we didn't ask if it was real or fake.
Dyeing my hair tomorrow.
Okay, I gotta tell a cute
Like today.
I gotta tell a cute story. Now, you
It's
know
not the
how
real
everyone
thing.
thinks I hate redheads. I don't hate you people. It's the
do.
millionaires. So when I was in New York City, living up here on the Upper West Side, I colored my hair for a year, bright, bright Jessica Rabbit red. Louis Licari 101. And I got more sex during that period in my life. I didn't say I got commitment, I got sex. And the orgasms were radical. So maybe there is some. I think you're more feisty, right, Dr. Fisher?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the guys you're with love the novelty of a redhead, and so they are more attentive.
What do you think, Anna? Is there any been studies on Cosmo on this?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, you got a new subject, all right? All right.
Okay.
All right. And those watching online, feel free to tweet us, okay? Who in the room has faked it? Ooh, this is the one time you're answering the truth. Yay, let's go. Do we know why we faked it? He couldn't find the spot, right? It's like, get out of there.
Tired.
Get out of the weeds.
Don't ever do it again.
Why? Why is it that we can't
sends
fake
the
it?
wrong- Why do women fake it? For a lot of reasons, because they feel like they don't want to disappoint them. They want to be pleasers. They don't want the guy to feel bad. That,
So
you know,
let's
and
say you're
please
going
them.
on. Let's say you're going in a relationship. Before we get to the data, and you're dating a guy for like, I don't know, 3-4 months. You really like him. Everything's great, but the sex isn't so fantastic, and he's not experienced. Maybe he hasn't had a lot of lovers. Would you just dump him?
I think that you
You
have
train
to
them. You got to train them.
train. Yeah,
You got to train
you gotta
every
work
man.
on it.
So
and
they're
then
dogs.
dump him if he
They're
doesn't
their
listen.
dogs, basically.
Yeah, you can teach them. I mean, there are the men that you tell, and you're like, this is what I need, and then if they don't do it, then you dump them. But sex can get better. You can work on it. It can improve. I don't think it's a total deal
Okay,
breaker.
I have another question.
But if you work on it, and then he doesn't listen.
How many of you use toys in the bedroom? So do you use the vibrator with the guy? Am I the
Should.
only one? Okay, whatever.
You know,
Just
I just want to
curious.
say one thing about that. I once knew a gigolo because I was making his speeches to a lot of hookers in New York. And,
Just once?
Of course.
And he, I asked him, I said, you know, he told me, he said, there's only one difference between a gigolo and a regular man. And I said, oh, what's that? And he said, a gigolo listens.
Oh, and you're paying for it, so you got a lot of, well, you get your money's worth. There are not a lot of male gigolos, though, are there?
I don't know. I only
Well, they're
know one.
gold diggers, but are they professional, like,
Oh, he
you
was
know,
a professional all
like a
his
Richard
life.
Gere type from the movie?
He was handsome. He was in his 40s. He wore loafers, and he went out with all
God,
kinds
if we
of
could
women.
just
His
buy
number?
it, right? I mean, I was just talking to, in the back room, the Mayflower Madam, I love you. And I was saying how I love prostitution. It should be legal. Now, I know you're going to be shocked at that, me being a matchmaker, but it would take the edge off of some of these people that are running around, and less work for me. All right. Well, we talked about who in the room has faked it. 72% of women have faked an orgasm, and 64% of them think it's okay to do. Sorry, Emily. Even 37% of men admit to having faked an orgasm. This is weird, okay? Even though more than half of the men think it's completely wrong to do so. How do you fake a male orgasm?
Well, if we have a condom on,
They
you
have a
could
condom.
probably fake it.
Don't you think you'd know?
No. Men,
I mean,
I was surprised when I heard
Spray
this
it and say it. I mean, come on. Like, what? I just don't get it. I don't get that. That one's like a weird one, okay? Okay. Now remember the movie Anna Faris did many years ago? It was like, What's Your Number? Do you remember that movie? Okay, it was a cute little movie. Actually, a cute little download on Netflix, okay? Okay, do you want to know your partner's number? No?
But everyone asks. I have a very strong opinion on this, that it should be a don't ask, don't tell question. And even if he asks or she asks, it can never lead down a good road, because they're always going to use it against you. They're always going to be thinking about it. A man, you know, those penises that were in here before you. Never just say, you know what you say? Honey, all I'm thinking about is you. This is the most amazing sex. We're having such a good connection, and I'm not thinking about my past right now. Never answer.
That's cute.
Didn't Helen Gurley Brown from Cosmo always advise all girls to say 3?
Yes.
No one believes that.
Times
all
have
right?
So wait, what?
That's cute that straight people count.
What, you don't count?
No, gay people have lost count a long time ago.
Oh, interesting. So if you're worried about being too high, stop stressing. 78% of singles would date someone who has had more partners than them. And if you do share your number, almost a quarter of the singles are lying about their number anyway. 22%, so cut it by a third. Seriously. All right, last round before we get to questions. This is a really cool round. It's quick fire, all right? Everybody jump in, but I'll ask you along the way. Anna, who has more sex, Android or iPhone users?
iPhone.
Thank you, darling. And write it so. Emily, who has more sex, Mac or PC?
I think PC, actually, Android.
No, Mac. It's sexier.
Oh, Pat, I thought you were asking me the same. I thought you were thinking Android.
No.
Okay, Mac.
Okay, Dr.
I thought you were
Fisher,
saying
this is
Android.
easy. Who has more sex, Republicans or Democrats?
Democrats.
Thank you, girlfriend. And why? Because they're all free spirits, hippies, whatever. Perez, this is a good one. Who has more sex? Singles in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s?
40s.
30s, dirty 30s. No, seriously, the best time I ever had the most sex is in my 30s. Remember that. Who's in their 30s? Okay. The libido goes through the roof. And it's like in my book, I call it catnip sex. Okay? All right, last round. This is for the audience, okay? This is funny. You're going to laugh at this, Perez. Who has more sex, singles in New York or L.A.?
New York.
New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. Okay, the reason, Dr. Fisher, is...
I don't know.
Okay, Anna, what do you, Anna, you live here, you know the streets of the city. What is it?
Being drunk.
We get drunk in L.A.
Well, I think it's
Taxi
easier to get
cabs.
around. Yeah.
Emily,
cabs.
Emily.
You can jump in a
I thought there
cab.
were more drugs in LA.
No, you know why? It's snowing, it's cold. What the fuck are you gonna do? We go out, we play, we get tired, we're in the sand, we're in the beach, we're in the mountains. We're also passive aggressive in LA, so we don't really hit it that quick. All right, we have 5 minutes left. Let's open the floor for questions. Come on, let's go.
Any question?
Do we need a microphone over there, or just you want to stand up? How do you want to do this?
How about you just stand up and then Patty just repeat the question?
Okay. I think she speaks good. Okay, go on.
I used to date all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't. What advice do you have for a woman who is older but still...
Okay, I'm 52, so I found my boyfriend a year and a half ago. First of all, get online, as we know. But more importantly, you're hot. You're in shape. Are you hitting your gym? Look at that body of yours, tits and all. You probably got Beyonce booty over there. Okay, you're good looking. Okay, can I give you one critical suggestion? Okay, how about making your hair a little longer and changing up? You know, like Beyonce has that Sasha Fierce or something like that? How about becoming a different diva and changing it? Because you're gonna get negative. The other thing is date in the suburbs. For those in New York, this is where the men are. 3 years ago, I was on Joy Behar and they yelled at me, they creamed me, they said, she was so angry that I told you to get out of the city. Well, that's where the men are. There are five women to one guy here. And when the economy crashed, these men who made money in Wall Street took their spendings and bought a homestead. So pick the city that you like. Like if you want to go to Nyack, New York or Greenwich, Connecticut, go out there for the weekend, get to know the local bartenders of the community and have fun. You know? Okay, next question. Wait, over here, stand up. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Heather.
Heather.
I'm 30, and I used to date older guys, but now that I'm 30, as I date older guys, I find that they're more damaged. So
Emily, you're in this department. Go for it, girl.
Is there like a too young rule where they're not ready yet, or is there something?
So
with,
wait,
like,
this is
age?
Manhattan boys, right?
Yes.
City boys.
So you
not-
mean they're like how old are they, for example? Like in their late 30s now?
Like early 40s.
Okay,
and
but if they've
late-
been
Okay,
married,
they've never been married?
give yourself a cutoff an age. They've been married?
They could be married. I've dated-
No, but have they been married? Are they divorced or they've never been married? If they've never been married in their early 40s, it might be a sign that they just don't want to commit or they have other issues that are going on with them. So I would try to find someone a little bit closer to your age because I feel like also that I don't think anyone should get married before they're 30. I think that the 30s is a good time to date some men over 40. They're kind of more set in their ways maybe. They're not really, there might be something going on there. So I'd stick right beneath 40.
And if you go younger, is there like?
Well, younger, you gotta.
Those
make
are sippy cups.
Yes,
Like
and
in their
that-
20s, if you're 30, like 22, you have to
She
do
is
it
so
for a night.
right. She is so right because you want to be financially
Yeah.
solvent with them.
But like 28, like is that?
28. is
They have
fine.
to be
They're
over
still
30.
Not, yeah, I
Over
would
30.
go out with a
What do you
34-year-old.
think, Dr. Fisher?
Just find the right guy, man. It doesn't matter what age he is.
Why him? Why her? It's the book. Who else? Who else? Come on. Come on, ask us anything. This is what you guys do for a living. Don't be afraid. Oh, pretty girl over here. What's your name? Ashley. Okay.
What's your stance on sex on the first date?
Emily. Emily and I are going to get into a fight on this. Go, Emily. Go.
No, actually, Patty, we're not. I'm a little different from you because you think no sex before monogamy, but I believe sex on the first. Here's the problem. It happens. I've done it. I'll admit. Yes, I've had sex on the first date. Do I advise it? Absolutely not. Because when you have sex with someone on the first date, then all you're thinking about is your oxytocin, the chemicals are getting attached to the person before you even know them.
Right.
You can't see the red flags on this guy because his penis was just inside you. And then you're like, Oh my God. So I would say just wait as long as you
Okay.
can.
But on the flip side,
Now I basically said most gay men do this.
I
okay?
think
and got in
that
trouble.
sex is super important in a
Right.
relationship.
Well, it's the basis of the gay relationship. It
Well,
really is.
It should be of every
It's
relationship.
important in
I-
any
yeah,
relationship,
I
and you
think
learn
so
a huge
too.
amount about a person
Yeah,
and yourself.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to emotionally invest in somebody if we're not going to have good sex. Like, if I find out right away that we're
But how do
having...
you relax on that first time? Like the first time,
Well,
I'm so nervous. I can't.
doesn't have
You'd
to
have
be
to be really shit-faced
It
on
doesn't
tequila.
have to be amazing, but you could tell right away whether there's chemistry or not.
No, have you done this, Anna? Had sex on the first time?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now tell me. Tell me about your experience, Cosmo girl.
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for what you should do, but I feel like there are no rules.
Okay, so what happens 6 months from now? I'm going to tell you a little story about my boyfriend David. 6 months from now, you're in a fight,
I hear
and they
people
throw
laugh.
the gauntlet and say, you slept with me on the first date. So I asked David.
And
what-
that's fucked up and shouldn't happen.
But that happens. So my boyfriend was dating this girl for 3 months. Somehow or another, she emailed him, Facebooked him. We started laughing about it. And he said to me, the reason he broke up with her because she slept with him on the first date.
But you know what?
That is horrible.
But
and
you know,
should not be with that person.
when you sleep with
It's
somebody,
good with me. I made him work for it.
we asked at Match.com, have you ever had a one-night stand that turned into a long-term partnership? And 35% of both men and women said yes, that had happened to them. And so
Wow,
there's
that's high
basically,
odds.
and it's because you can trigger the brain circuitry for romantic love or the brain circuitry for attachment. So there's
It's about the person.
So there's
it's not
two
about
ways.
sex.
There's 2 ways to get the boy. Either you talk 3 years about his plans for the future, or you get him into bed tonight and try and trigger these brain
So
circuitry.
there's only 2 ways? Those are the
well,
only
there's
2
plenty
ways?
other ways, but bottom line is, I mean, it's a
Good
fast
question,
way.
by the way, over there. And you're really pretty. Why did you do that yesterday? Have you done it this last week? Are you planning on doing it? Ah, there it is. I was like, well, so you met someone and now you're thinking about it, but you haven't met him yet? Like you met him, you were talking to him? But you haven't met him yet, so how do you know? The date has already happened, so how do you know? You haven't met him yet. Okay, it hasn't happened, but you're thinking about it. So you're like wondering, have you done it
I think
before?
it's fine. Whatever you want to do is fine. Everything is
It's not
fine.
bad if you do it. It's
The
just,
man
I
will like it. 40% of men in our study would like to have
Sure they
approve
would.
of oral sex.
The water's fine. Jump right in. Hello. I mean, sure they would. And then where are they the next day when they don't call you and you feel like shit?
Or they do call you, and then you got something on your hands that you didn't want.
Well, that's happened too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's of 10% of the population. Okay, other questions. Right over here. Beautiful girl in fur. I hope it's fake, because Pete is in the room. No, I'm like, fur is fake? Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm joking with you, girlfriend. Your hair is gorgeous. Mine is. I've got extensions on. My weave is good.
I have extensions at times, but these are not. Okay. So, sorry. Let me start over. Okay. So, I'm 29.
Okay.
I generally, in the past, I normally meet guys when I go out. Those are the majority of guys that I date are guys that I meet
Okay.
when I'm out. But I feel like most of the guys I meet, they usually aren't ready for commitment. They're
So
still
you're meeting him in a bar?
I'm meeting them at bars. I'm meeting them at work events. I'm meeting them kind of every.
What do you do for work?
I work in the media industry. I'm an editor.
Really? There are straight guys there?
Well, no, not necessarily events.
Because the media is so female driven.
No, I have friends
Or
that
gay.
work in banking, so all types
Okay,
of events.
so you're meeting these guys and what's happening?
It's great. It's great initially, but we'll say 2-3 months in, maybe they aren't really ready for commitment.
Oh,
or
so
they're
all right, so have you slept with them in the 3 months?
I'm sorry?
Have you slept with them in the 2-3 months?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
What?
Okay.
You haven't slept with somebody in 2 months?
Okay.
Dating?
You gotta love him. You gotta love him.
Okay, so there's that. So maybe a couple months ago, I was like, let me do something different. So I started online dating. However, the few guys that I've met, well, multiple guys, but the few guys that have actually gone out with them, met online, I feel like they're more so like the social misfits.
Okay, that's bullshit.
Oh my God,
That's
that's so-
bullshit. There's
no,
so
that's-
many hot guys online. Now, the secret is their picture. Okay, they're not like sky, hang gliding, and there's a little mosquito in the sky, and they don't have 6 beers in their hand, and the 50 girls they can't fucking get. It's not like that. You have to qualify and quantify your buyer. How good is your profile? Do you have a good picture? Yeah. All right. What's your handle? So that everybody knows.
Well, I don't want to.
Oh, you gotta advertise.
Advertise. You're in media for crying out loud. What's your handle? Straight boys that are hot and single. What neighborhood do you live in? Look, I'm getting down to the dirty here. Okay, we're not talking generically. Do you want help or not?
I do.
Okay, then you need to advertise, and that is the way. So you're online. They can get your handle. They can go online, join Match. Number 2, you can only get serious, committed guys. My boyfriend said in his profile he wanted to get married. He loved being married. He was divorced. He hated being single. Read these goddamn profiles. They're going to tell you so much about themselves. Men spill it. Women hold it back.
I'm also saying that if you've noticed that the guys you were dating after 3 months, there was a pattern and you started noticing they didn't want to commit, I'll bet you probably could have found that out in the first 3 dates. I believe the issues or the signs you see in the 3rd date, you'll have forever. Like, they're telling you who they are.
Yes,
and you can
people
watch
are-
the because then the
that's
women
so
are thinking,
true.
Dr. Fisher knows
That's
this
so
because
true.
he says she tells him
They
like the
give
first
you
5
all the
minutes. Right.
signals, but we're not listening.
we don't listen. We don't pay attention. My mom always says the issues you have in the 3rd date you'll have forever, and she's absolutely right because
That's a
people
good
show you
line.
who they. I
I'm
know
stealing
you can use
that.
it.
I'm stealing that.
But it's true. Like it is the people, but we don't want to see it because we're like, but he's so hot. I want to get in bed. And it doesn't.
Anna,
And I can change them. That's what they'll
I
do.
can change them. Men will never change. That's the second thing she told me.
Okay, so
never,
wait,
no one
change.
will ever
so
change.
do you want a commitment? You're
Unless
reading
they want to.
committals. Anna, do you want a commitment right now, or do you want to just like chill?
Yeah,
and
I
do-
want a commitment.
So do you feel that New Yorkers, basically by and large, are uncommittal?
Yes.
All right, that's the fucking problem. Go to the
No,
suburbs.
No. I think the problem is that there's a certain, or the way I am at least, is like I like a certain guy or
What kind of
whatever,
guy do you like?
You can't say it like that because I can't quantify it.
5 non-negotiables. What do you like? Go. That's a homework assignment for everyone in the room. 5 things you must have. If you like them tall, if you like someone who works in banking, I don't give a shit. 5 things, that's all you fucking get. You know, there were studies that done in the past that said you get 51% of what you really want because it starts at 100 and then it slips down as people get relaxed. All the good stuff, most of it goes away and you get stuck with the person on the 3rd date. So think about that. But you're not, if you want commitment and you're attracting the opposite, that's law of attraction. You got to change your mindset. Try some subliminals, okay? And get out of your neighborhood. Where do you live? Harlem. Okay, so it's not uptown, it's downtown. Get to Brooklyn. Don't Brooklyn guys buy those brownstones and they're kind of cute and they're like rugged? I mean, I watch Girls. No? Love that show. Love it. Makes my life feel so good after it's over. She is hysterical. 2 great questions right in the back. We'll start with the girl in green first. That's you. That's you. Right there. You're smiling. Hi. You got green on. Wicked. Wicked girl. How are you? Selena. How you doing?
Say, and I'm of course speaking hypothetically, if you're over a certain age of say like 40,
Yeah?
and I'm speaking hypothetically, of course, how low can you go and it still be married?
10 down, 10 up. Dr. Fisher, do you agree with me?
What was the question?
She wants to know she's 40. How low can she go? I believe 10 down, 10 up. That's my rule.
Most women do not want a man who's 10 or more years younger. It's men who want to have a woman who's 10 or more years older. But women don't like younger men, they don't want uneducated men, and they don't want short men. We really found that in the study.
Okay.
Oh, poor short man.
You're not that short. And by the way, my boyfriend is 8 years younger, and I'm 52. And like my mother says, whether you're 18 or 80, the bus unloads every 10 minutes and a man's getting off. Seriously. Gotta have hope. You gotta stay positive. And that's another thing. If you're negative in your energy and you're so pissed off at the city, the people, whatever, then it's time to move. You need to find your smile. You agree? And she's ready to vomit, Cosmo, over there. I saw that face.
No. I was positive. I like candles.
You like candles?
Oh yeah,
You're a
no, I
candle
like.
girl?
There's like a candle. There's like a, you know.
Emily, candles.
I have candles.
She's giving her a gift.
Emily
for
and Tony. Oh yeah, I make massage candles. They're actually beautiful candles. They're going in stores in Ricky's this week.
Candles.
Yeah.
I brought you one.
What are they?
Okay, I
what
brought
do
you guys one.
You
They're
like
upstairs.
pour it on a guy or something?
Yes. No,
Hot.
they're
She
the
makes
most
these
beautiful
amazing
candles.
massage candles. This is like seriously.
Like
they're cute.
they're like it's like coconut oil, soapy oil, and they burn cooler than most candles. A beautiful candle, no one would know. You could have it in your centerpiece, but after a few minutes, the wax pools. It's actually oil, and you can pour it on your partner. It's warm, not hot.
Ah,
Not hot.
sexy,
Not
right?
hot, and it's
And then you can peel it off. I love that
Yeah,
shit.
no, it doesn't feel though. It's oil. It's coconut oil.
Whatever.
It's a natural
You
vegan.
rub it in.
I should give one away too.
You had a
Email,
question,
okay.
right?
Sex with Emily on Twitter.
Okay,
I'll give one
Stripe
away.
girl, you have a
I
question.
brought you all candles.
Everybody, especially Dr. Fisher's thoughts on whether straight men and straight women can be just friends.
Ooh.
It's
Harry
really-
Met Sally,
Great
right? Harry
question.
Met Sally? Okay.
I think you can, but it's really hard because those brain systems are so ancient, they're so primitive, and you get to know somebody and you begin to like all kinds of things about them. So you do have to hold yourself back. Yeah, I think it's very
But what if
difficult.
the girl, like I've always had guys, straight friends, and I didn't want to sleep with them, but they maybe
Right.
is
But
one
then
person
they
lusting
will-
They
after
want
the
to
other
sleep
one?
with you
Exactly.
initially.
Oh.
That's why they're friends with you. And then like, okay, she won't sleep with me, but we'll become friends. But they initially, I think,
Yeah.
And
want
they're
to.
always hoping and fantasizing about getting
Yes.
it
Well,
on with
maybe
you.
if it's like work friends, then that's different.
But how do you do it in the gay community?
You can. I don't know. I
Because
mean,
you're gonna have a lot of gay friends, like go to the Abbey with and all
Mm-hmm,
that stuff. So how do you do it? That's really hard, right?
Yeah.
But can lesbians do it too? Because lesbians usually have lots of girls around them, right? No, seriously, they U-Haul, they meet, but then there's that L-word community. So they're all friends. Do they all want to sleep with each
I
other?
mean, it's possible to have friends and people that just, you don't turn
Yeah,
him on.
I don't
My
wanna sleep with all
lesbian
my
friends
friends.
have all slept
But
with each
there's
other at
always
some
a
point.
male-female. There's always a male-female tug.
Tell them who you are.
My very best friends are all former boyfriends. I mean, I have former boyfriends back from when I was in high school. I still speak to every day.
I love that this is controversial, and Dr. Fisher is one of her closest friends. So this is like really, really interesting stuff that you guys are learning. Maybe there's not a one-size-fits-all for everything. Okay, thanks for that. What about you?
I have a different question.
Okay.
So my name is Sheena, and I have what I believe the answer is, but I'm asking for my best friend. Should you become friends like online on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube with the person you're dating?
Oh, you mean should you meet them through Facebook or meet them through YouTube?
Once you're dating them, should you start following their
That's a really good question because the minute you know you're in a relationship, the Facebook page changes
I
to
think it's
in
a
a relationship.
conversation. I think
I
that's
agree with you. I
definitely
agree
a-
with you because you don't want to ask for too much too soon. You want him to do it, right?
Well, not even to ask him, like you know his handle, so then you're going to.
And then you're gonna stalk him if it breaks up, which is
could
we've
keep
all
stalking.
done that. I've done that.
I
Haven't
think
you?
people should wait. I don't think you should become Facebook friends before the first date because then I think that they're just like, but a lot of people do. I think that you could wait, and then once you get to know them, you're like, oh, you're on Instagram too. What's your thing? Like it can be a casual thing, but I think if you go on one date and it was a great date, and then you go home and you're like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Then you might.
Then
seem
you're
a
like
little-
obsessed.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have like a Facebook fan page. I don't really do I do advice and information. I don't do my friends because like it's too. If my family came on, I would never get anything done. So I don't follow David. He might follow me, but I don't even know. It doesn't bother me because I know where he is and I know he loves me. So that stuff is like bullshit to me. That's extra crap. That's immature. That's kindergarten. You be smart and you do your own thing and don't pay attention to him, and he'll love you forever.
Leave some mystery.
Yeah, little mystery. Good one. Good one.
That's really important, a little bit of mystery. And in our age, it's very difficult to have somebody be your best friend and also have that mystery. And the mystery is absolutely essential, really, to some good sex.
One more question. All right, we've got one more question right over here.
Hi guys.
Sparkly girl.
My name is Melly Davis, and I have a question. How long after a long-term relationship should you take to get out there?
When you recover.
I do 3 months dating detox. It's in my book, Become Your Own Matchmaker. I feel 3 to 6 months. But if you really are wounded, something really traumatic happened, you got to take it like she said when you recover. But if you're just like, we broke up, it's over, I'm fine, 3 months is good.
And a lot of people, you're already over it before it ends. You know what I'm saying? So I used to spend half my relationships trying to get out of them. So I was like, by the time I was done, I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
so it just
you
depends where you're at.
You get the
You
ichies.
do? Say it?
Yeah,
I'm like,
there you
I
go.
know it's over. Why am I still dating? And then I'm done. I'm out. I'm ready. to
You
sleep with
get the ichies. You go, ugh, I can't believe I ever went out with him. Ugh, he's here in the bar. Ugh. And then you know you're done and it's time to move on. Also, when you get crushes. Do you ever go out with someone and you start getting crushes on other guys? You know it's over when you start getting crushes. Like serious crushes, where you're obsessing and can't think about anything but that.
Yeah, then you become Instagram friends and Facebook friends. Right.
We didn't have that back in my day. I feel so old sometimes. All right, you want to do one have a quick one? A real quick one, okay.
How soon should you go on vacation with someone you're dating?
Oh, well, millionaires usually ask you, like, by the third or fourth date to have sex with you. And that's when you know if this is serious or not, because you usually say to them, well, I don't feel comfortable. I'm not that type of girl. And then he'll say, oh, well, I thought we were exclusive. Or he'll say, you know what, if you're not going to sleep with me in my room and you're demanding a hotel room, forget it. So usually it's when someone has money and wants to take you away. But I believe, 4 or 5 dates and qualify them. Get to know that this guy's serious.
If he just asked you to go away for the weekend and you haven't slept together yet, I don't think that's the best time. If it's a little soon. But if you've been dating for a while, month, 2, 3, and he's like, hey, let's go away for a week and you're already having sex and things are good, why not? It's a great, you can
She's
really
talking
tell
about
a lot.
not having sex, right? You're going away and you're having
No,
sex.
she's just curious.
Oh, you're talking about if you already had sex? Oh, then you can go away anytime. You're
If
already
you already
sleeping in
had
each
sex,
other's
yeah.
houses, right?
It's a good litmus
That's
test.
actually, if he's taking you away, go for it. That's awesome.
I was dating a guy for 2 months. Yes, if you're already comfortable. But I was dating a guy for 2 months.
Just make sure you've had at least 1 or 2 sleepovers where he's woken
Yeah,
up in the
don't
morning
do
and
it
he
before
hasn't
that.
left you.
But
You
I
need
was
to
dating
feel
him for 2 months, and then we went away for 5 days, and I broke on New Year's, and I actually broke with him on New Year's Eve because I was so over him after 5 days
Is that
together.
David?
Another David, D4.
She's dating.
I've dated
she dated one
5
of my
Davids in
friends.
the last
Yeah.
year.
Okay, but
I don't
the
know
truth
why.
is, do guys go in the gay community hi, we had sex, let's go away this weekend in Palm Springs? Do they do that right away?
It depends.
So
Sure.
it's not a definite given.
I mean, I don't. You might meet somebody on vacation, actually.
Okay, there's your answer. There's your answer. Well, now you're traveling after that. So I hope you guys had a great time. I want to thank the panel, Dr. Fisher, Anna, Dr. Emily, and Perez. This was awesome. We need to start this as a regular thing. We want to thank Match.com because it is the one site to be on. If you're not on it, you're a loser. Seriously. Okay, and more importantly, I hope you like this data, which I'm taking home my paperwork and going to highlight from now on. Right? So thank you so much. Remember, Singles in America, hashtag Singles in America, and @Match. Awesome. Guys, great job. All of you. Awesome.